today we're going to be loading up the Alta in the back of the Cybertruck here. So I wanted to get a quick little video and show you guys how we can do that. So first thing obviously we're going to do is drop the tailgate. We got the ramp loaded up here. This here is just your standard Harbor Freight, bike loading ramp. So nothing different, but I am going to put this pad down here to protect my buddy's truck. I don't want him coming after me, charging me an arm and a leg, fixing his Cybertruck. So we'll hook that up. So I got the charger here. This is for the Alta, so we should be able to plug it in and see if it's charging up right off the back of the truck. So that would be pretty cool. So this here is the Alta. I think you've probably seen this on the channel before, but this is basically the Tesla of dirt bikes. It makes around 50 horsepower. It's one of the only full-size electric dirt bikes until the more recent Stark Varg came out. But this thing's a blast. Like I said, it's got a lot of power, and you can tone it down, so you can adjust it from like eco mode cranked all the way up to extreme, which is 4. So just a well-built machine that I wish they were still around, but unfortunately they're not. So let's see if I can get this thing loaded up. So as you can see, that went up pretty easily. That's the reason I backed up to this curb here, because the truck doesn't quite have it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully in the future they're going to come out with that software where it makes it so the back of the truck drops down, the front of the truck lifts up, so that way the tailgate has a lower entry height. But this isn't bad. When you back up to a curb, you get that extra 6 inches. And I had the truck is in, I think, regular ride height right now. So you could put it down lower if you needed to, but this works out obviously perfectly fine. So strapping it down, I use these little straps, and then I'll show you the other. These here are those Rhino straps. I don't know if you've seen these all over TikTok or not, but these are made in the USA. These things are awesome. They quick cinch up, so you can just, they were self-retracting, I should say. So you press a little button, retracts it in. Super nice. Makes it easy to tie these down. Tighten those up a little bit, and then I'll put the back straps on. Then we'll check the charger, see how that works. All right, there's the handlebars taken care of. As you can see, I got it a little bit off-centered, so centering it in there would be best. But we're not going to be actually driving it anywhere. This is just for a demonstration. So that should hold it pretty good. So now I want to try to hook up the charger. See how that goes. So we'll open up the charge door here in the back, and you got your two 120 outlets, and then you got your bottom, your 240 on the bottom there. So this is the charger that comes with the Alta. It's kind of big and bulky. Back when they were making these things, it was like 2018, so they didn't quite have the sleek design that we do have now, but let's see here. Plug it in. Let's see if it's got power. Not yet. So, how we get power on there. So basically what you got to do is you come into your main screen, go to outlets and mods, and then turn the power on and off here. So right now it's showing that we're only putting out, what, 0.1 kilowatts. So let's go see if I turn that on. Okay, so it's got power. There's a little green light here on the charger. So now, get some better cable management here. If you want to hop up here, I'll show you the charge port. So underneath of here is where the charge port is. So it's got this little rubber cover that goes over top of it. And then this is it's an odd charger. It's only Alta specific. So you plug it in. And then from this point, now you got to turn it on. So this one, usually there's a key right here. This person put a push button on there. So push the button and I heard it click and now it says charging. So yeah, we are in fact charging. I just heard the fan kick on there. So the fan's spinning on that now. Let's go back in the truck and see what kind of power it's pulling. So yeah, now it's pulling 1.4 kW. So it's just a 110 charger. It's nothing too crazy, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Now we can drive down the road, get a charge. You know, this has got plenty of battery to supply this little guy with a battery. So it's kind of nice. You can tuck this all up here, tie it down, and just charge up your bike as you're going down the road. So let's see where we're at now. It's at like 75%, so I don't know how long I could keep it here to get it to charge up a little bit more, but yeah, that's how you load it up. Tying it down, I use these straps to go over the handlebars. Obviously, like I said, straighten it up a little bit more, but pretty easy process, and yeah, you get a charge out of it. So all right, so one of the things that we want to do to keep the outlet on while we're messing about with the door shut is you go right here, keep on cabin and bed outlets, and the outlets will remain on for 12 hours. So we had the power turn off on us, and so I had to come back in and turn it back on. So it's not even charging right now. I got to restart it, but we're gonna turn that on to keep the outlet on for 12 hours. All right, get this thing charging back up again. Yeah, so it's saying connect to AC power. There's our, what a funky system, huh? We got to go from DC power to AC power, back to DC power. Just, you would, it's too bad that we don't have anything that can just go DC power through a DC regulator right into DC power on this, but you know, maybe someday. So now we're charging again. So now I'm gonna just tighten it up. And we'll take it for a little cruise. Make sure it'll charge while we're actually driving. That's one thing I don't know that I've seen yet. That's good for our testing purposes. All right, let's take it for a little cruise. Make sure it stays charging as I'm driving along. So follow along and see if it keeps the charge. It shows that we're still putting out 1.4 kW. It doesn't like that the tailgate's open, but I mean, I can drive with the tailgate down. That's no big deal. All right. All right, for that little demonstration, a little circle around the parking lot. It's still charging at 1.4 kW. The drone's freaking out. I guess it's gonna hit something. There we go. Had to get that up a little higher so it stops freaking out. All right, I'll back up and we'll look at unloading. Obviously, when you're in reverse, like I just did, I was trying to back up. We lose our backup camera, so it's looking at the ground. So trying to use my lines obviously didn't work out so well. So hit the curb a little bit, but luckily it's got these big old 20-inch tires on there. But yeah, made her in. Still charging, 1.4. Oh, look at that. We're charged to 100%. Just kidding. No, with that 110 charger, I think it pulls like 12 amps or something like that. So it's not much. It's not going to get as much charge, but all right, we'll shut her down. I'm gonna put the ramp back up here to get it set up. This one's not very heavy. I think it weighs in like right at 300 pounds. But jumping down, obviously doing all this is a lot easier on this incline. Some people just ride it in, but if you ever watch those fail armies, I didn't want to be on one of those fail armies where you go up, give it a little throttle, the ramp slides out, and then you're stuck there. I don't want to have that, so. Show you a little bit of how this thing works. So obviously this is running. It's quiet. You got power modes, so I'll turn it up a little bit so you can kind of see it. Sorry about that grass. It's fast. So that's about it for today. I mean, you got to see everything, got to see how we loaded it up. Obviously it's pretty easy. Putting the ramp, you don't need it. You can do it on just flat ground. But yeah, overall, pretty easy. Thanks for watching.